I'm Drew, I'm That Frog Guy, and today we're doing the November Reptile Room video one day earlier on Halloween. So let's get started. So today we're going to start with the 35-gallon tank with all of our fishies. We have the zebra danios, who are all hungry. We got the babies, the two new babies, and the full adults. We also have our two neon tetras that survived, and our three mollies that are in here, one male and two females, along with our narite snail there on the glass. Oh, I'm gonna zoom up on him. This tank has somewhat planted. There's also a, we'll see him hiding down there. There's a bristlenose pleco in here as well, but these two just kind of like to hide. They don't like me very much, but they're all really hungry at all times. If anyone's ever had Danios, they're just constantly hungry. I'm so happy that they're all getting well along. You will see an omitted fish here, but we'll get over to him in a second. Now we're going to jump over to our one of our first saltwater tanks. This is the 10-gallon anemone tank with just two anemones. One on that shell down there, one there, and then there's a pulsing xenia. We have our spiny, or a pincushion sea urchin, and obviously we have Bandit, the four-lined damselfish that hates everybody and everyone's guts, but he usually comes up and says hello. Come on, come up, come up, come up, come up. But he's not liking me today. We also have a couple crabs and stuff and snails in here as well, but they're obviously hiding at this point. So we'll jump down. Actually, the algae issue is getting a little better, so that's good news. This tank, on the other hand, algae's not getting too much better, but we do have some growth on the macroalgae in this tank, so I have a good feeling in the future this tank will be looking good. It looks like one of my pumps tipped over, so I gotta fix that after this video. We'll jump over to the rack, and there is little Miss B, or Mr. B. Mr. B is a painted turtle, I believe a central painted turtle, and yeah, she's hatched from an egg, and she's eating frozen krill, sometimes pellets, but mostly just frozen krill right now. We will hopefully get her on just a regular pellets. But her tank is gonna need an upgrade eventually as she starts growing more. There's plenty of cherry shrimp for her to mange on if she can catch them. We'll jump down to Floki's tank, since Floki is hanging out in the front. As you can see, he's doing pretty good. His tail's growing back a little bit. He had some kind of fin rot going on, or something, where his back half of his top half of his tail seems to have disappeared. I don't know if it's genetic or if it's just fin rot, but he's doing good now. His color has changed since we first got him, but he's still doing really well. I wish once the other beta gets in the tank next to him, he'll finally flash some colors. I think he's a very big beta compared to the other one, who is just chilling. But we'll jump over to, there is a auto cat there, and a huge cherry shrimp, and then there's this tank which will be planted in a little bit. As you guys can see, this is my new aquascape. It's going to be a forest, a magical, mystical forest. I'm going to plant it here soon, so we'll see how this looks. That'll be another video, I think, before you guys see the finished product. But yeah, there's like a sludge growing on all the mold or something. It'll eventually go away, but it's kind of awkward looking. Then we'll move down to the shrimp tank, which is doing great. I moved all the shrimp into here to accommodate for our newest beta here, who is super excited. His name is Chromium. It focuses. He is a dragon scale platinum beta, placat, so he's a short tail. He was doing pretty good, but he was really beating himself up in the other tanks, so I decided we'll move him into his own little abode here, and then he'll eventually get into that tank there next to Floki, and then we'll rescape Floki's tank afterwards to have kind of a fun feel between the two tanks. But down below we have our little saltwater experimental tank where I just throw pests in there. And then we have our snail tank. This is where the fish used to be. And now it's just full of trapdoor snails and other types of snails. So, and some cherry shrimp. The ugly colored cherry shrimp. There's a big fat female there. But that's that tank. As we move around the room, we have our bug racks with all of our bugs, but you guys don't need to see those. I mean, it is Halloween. We might as well lift up the top and cockroaches. Cockroaches. But also cockroaches. Onto this side we have our technically whatchamacallit tanks. Quarantine tanks, that's our saltwater quarantine tank, and this is our freshwater one, but the freshwater one has all of the ghost shrimp in it to feed our frogfish Pennywise, so I wouldn't call that quarantine for freshwater fish anymore. It's kind of just the new home for the feeders. In here we have the firebelly toads. This is a 55-gallon vivarium with just a shop light on top. Usually it gets covered in water, so it's hard to see all the creatures, but there's a big, they're starting to get bigger. You can see that one there. And yeah, the tank's growing in nice. It's looking good. There's not much I could do about keeping the water off the glass besides squeegeeing it before a video, but today I just got back out of work, so figured I'd just videotape as is when I come downstairs, just so you guys see what I see every day. But they're gonna start getting some green color, and they'll start getting red bellies here soon, so they're definitely growing. Next tank here is the if I can find one, spring peeper tank. There's one right there. There's 2 spring peepers in here, and they're a type of tree frog native to my location. Some of the ferns here are starting to grow again, so the light change has affected a lot of the plants in this tank. This will be getting an overhaul eventually. It's just kind of a temporary tank situation until I get another one of those Exoterras. But before I go all the way, I'll go over here and we'll look at how well this tank is growing in. Look at this thing. It's so nice. Look at how much that carpeted those strawberry begonias. I mean, they spread all over. They're spreading like crazy. The moss is growing up the log. We even have the tree fern in there, which is growing like crazy. That one down there is growing like crazy. It's even getting like bluish leaves, which is cool. So all the plants are doing really well underneath this light. This is just a regular night crew fish tank light, and I'm surprised how well it works. But the inhabitants of this tank are some aratises that are really good at hiding today. There's one. There should be 2 more, but they are obviously hiding really well today. I don't see the other ones. They're in here somewhere, probably in that coconut. Oh, there's another one. But yeah, there's 3 aratises in here. I'm hoping we start getting some tadpoles eventually, but I guess I'm also not holding out hope too much because I haven't seen anything. We'll jump over to the tadpoles. You can see my little grow up containers. It's actually doing pretty well. But then we got our tadpoles. I'll just show us one. They're all the same species anyways. Get some light on the situation. There we go. Nice and fast. I need to do some cleaning on these little. Hopefully you guys can see it because I don't see it. And these are the Santa Isabella tadpoles. There she is. Right there. No legs or no colors yet, so we're a little ways off from them turning into frogs. We have 6 of them. They're all doing well. They will be getting a new water change here soon. Where are all of you guys taking a siesta? Then we'll work our way back over here. This is a salamander tank, and as you guys can see, the start of the misting system. I have it hooked up to a lot of tanks. I have a misting system, and it all flows over to here too. I'm super excited to put these on here. They're working really well. I don't get to see the salamanders enough in this tank, and that's what's in here. 2 blue spotted salamanders. I do see them out and about once in a while, but generally they are buried until nighttime, but I do feed it every day. Different kinds of different things, beetles and fruit flies and worms. Down here we have our Gitrog monster. He is a pixie frog. Big old chubby, he's doing really well. So I'm very excited about how he's doing. But we'll keep working away. He's in a 10-gallon tank. This is a 20-gallon tank. Here we have an Exoterra. And in here we have the... he just disappeared. In here we have two gray tree frogs. And if the camera ever focuses, this is a standard 12 by 12 by 18 Exoterra with a glass top and the missing system installed, and then a regular color changing Nicrew light, and maybe it's not Nicrew, it's the other one. We have some different kind of plants in here. We have a cool orchid up there that'll focus. Dryadia, I don't remember what it's called. It's like Dryadia. And then a bunch of other smaller plants. So as you can see, it's definitely starting to grow out a little bit. The fern, not so happy there, but it is starting to push out some new growth. So it's just probably adjusting to the light. If we move over a tank, we have Casey. Oh, I don't want to trip over anything. He is just hiding in his log there. Casey is a East African spiny-tailed lizard. He's in his tiny little vivarium here. I do want to get him an upgrade eventually. It'd be nice to have like a same width tank but taller for him. Then we got the sad loss of the yellow frog, so his tank is empty, but the tank is growing good, especially with the missing system. You guys can see all that tree fern there is doing. I really like how they grow, but right now it's just pretty empty. It's kind of sad. Moss is doing good, and then we'll jump over to Mulder and Scully's tank, and look who is right there. We have Mulder and a bromeliad, who just decided to walk out of camera, but this is another Exoterra tank in a 12 by 12 by 18. They work really well on these wire racks that I have. They're not too heavy, not too thick. Over here we have Thaddeus, because he's out and I want to get him in the picture instead of going down. Thaddeus is a powder blue Tinctoris. As you can see, he's in a 30-gallon hex vivarium. I really like that tank. I wish I had a different light on it though. But it's doing great. You can see the plants are just going crazy in there. But we'll jump back to the rack over here and we'll take a look. Jump back over to the rack over here. We have the toads. There is little foot there with his little foot, a couple toes on it, and then his big old brother is somewhere else in there. These guys are, what species of toad are they again? They are the Central Plains toad, I believe. They could be a Canadian toad, but I think the coloration lends me to the other one, but it's hard to tell when they're small. He's really dark, the other one's really, really red. They're just in a 10-gallon tank. It's temporary. They will be getting a bigger tank eventually. And then over here we have our mini vivarium. It's just leftover plants and stuff that I'm trying to grow out. It's doing pretty good. As you guys can see, we have a nice zebra isopod there, and it's pretty simple, just moss. Nothing's foamed in on the background, just pressed into place, and that moss is actually doing pretty good, staying a little more dry. I need a bigger reservoir for my Mist King because it likes to run out. So if any of you guys have any good ideas for reservoirs, please let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you guys don't already follow me on I'm on Instagram with pictures every day and Facebook. So if you guys just come and take a look at that, I definitely post a lot of video, or not really video, pictures and stuff of everybody going on down here. Then we got Tortellini. Hate to wake you up, buddy. How's you doing? What are you doing, Torts? Yeah, you were sleeping. Let's put you back to bed. Let's put you back to bed. He's getting a little bigger. He's gonna outgrow this tank soon, or habitat, I guess. It's not really a tank at this point. So we're gonna have to get him a bigger house pretty darn soon. And then we'll jump over to the last three creatures. Well, I guess I got one more creature at the end. We got Cersei hanging out, laying by our water dish. I don't know where her head's at, but there she is. It's kind of hard to tell, so let's turn some light on here. Cersei is a pinstripe ball python, and as you can see, she is massive. She is going to go into that tank there, but temporarily, Khaleesi will be going into that tank once we clean it out. She'll be going to that tank for a temporary time while we finally do a background for this tank and do a nice, awesomely scaped tank for her. I'm really looking forward to that, doing some grasses and other plants in here for her. She is a bearded dragon, for those who don't know. She's a big old central one, I believe, and she is huge. She does have a little tail issue. We're still not sure. It's got to be a spine issue there from the breeders trying to get that color, which is kind of sad for our girl, but she does pretty good. She's doing good. Down below we have our banana here. We have our albino ball python. He is called Alfredo. He is potential mate of Cersei in the future, who looks like she's going into blue again, actually. So she's really starting to grow again. But I won't disturb her too much since she's nocturnal and not happy when she's going into blue. Then we got Pennywise, who is actually hanging out. Ooh, the starfish is out too for you guys. We got Pennywise here. He is a wart skin anglerfish, but I'm going to change lenses here and we can take a look. Also, I ordered some plants for that tank and look what they sent it in. It's kind of hilarious. So, yes, I do have a rolling ottoman down here, and I do use it and sit on it occasionally to view my tanks, but haha, let's get that on here. The glass is a little dirty right now since I just got home from work. I haven't cleaned it before this, but this right here is Pennywise. He's about doubled in size since I got him, and he is doing great. He's, I think, almost 3 months old now, so he's already outlived my other one. So getting him small might be the key of keeping him long term. We also have this really weird parasite worm in here. I don't know what they are. I got them all over here. You can see they're everywhere. So if any of you guys reefers out there know what those worms are, let me know. I've looked everywhere and they don't seem like they're a pest one, but they could be. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know. Otherwise, I glued some more coral up on the top and it's actually starting to grow quite a bit. We'll jump over to the starfish since I don't think any of you have ever seen him. It is a brittle star, and it likes to eat ghost shrimp. Doesn't touch our frogfish, but it likes to eat ghost shrimp. So that's something. But that is pretty much our tour for the reptile room this evening. You guys will see this video tomorrow, November 1st. So like, subscribe. If you guys have any ideas for more videos, please comment down below. If you haven't already hit the notification bell, please do that. I hate telling you guys what to do. You guys should be able to do whatever you want, but apparently you guys missed some of my videos, except for like the reptile room. So if you are subscribed, please hit the notification to make sure that you're actually being able to see all of my videos. But I'm Drew, I'm that frog guy. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you guys next time.